Hey everybody, how are you doing? I am Tiffany with Voices for Independence Fitness and Activity Group. I hope you're having a great morning. I am here to share another recipe with you. This week we're focusing on back to basics, learning some simple recipes for you first-time cooks and bakers. So this morning we're going to start with a pancake recipe. This is a recipe that can serve a lot of people. It's a great breakfast food. You can also have it for dinner, and it's a great recipe to learn how to make for you beginner cooks out there. So what you're going to need for this recipe is some flour, a little bit of sugar, baking powder, some vanilla, 1 egg, milk, and a little bit of butter. So to get started, we are going to take our mixing bowl, and we have 1.5 cups of flour in here. I also added 2 tablespoons of sugar, and we are going to whisk it together. Make sure we incorporate those dry ingredients. It is important in this recipe that we do that and we break up any clumps, because this is a recipe when we add our wet ingredients, we don't want to over stir it. So at this point, we want to make sure our dry ingredients are well incorporated. We're also going to add 3 teaspoons of baking powder. This is an important ingredient. It's what makes those pancakes are light and fluffy, so it's important that we add our leavening agent in to help our pancakes rise and get fluffy. So it's 3 teaspoons of the baking powder, and again, we want to mix this in well to make sure there's no dry ingredient that's clumping up in one area. And then we are going to add our wet ingredients. Now we're going to mix our wet ingredients together first. So what I have, let's set that aside to work on our wet ingredients. You're going to melt 4 tablespoons of butter. And I like to try and use as least amount of dishes as possible. If you've been watching me, that's one of my biggest complaints or pet peeves about cooking and baking is all the dishes it creates. So I just use a glass measuring cup and melted my butter in the microwave and let it cool. Then I'm going to add 1 egg to it and whisk it in. So I'm going to crack my egg right into my measuring cup, and I'm going to whisk that in. So we're going to take our whisk. We can use the exact same whisk we had in our dry ingredients. So break up that yolk and whisk that egg into that butter. Then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla to add a little bit of flavor to our pancakes. And remember, the cap is 1 teaspoon. So again, that's on most all brands. It's a useful kitchen hack. So you don't have to get out a measuring spoon. You just fill the cap and pour it in, and it's 1 teaspoon. Then to that, we're going to add 1.5 cups of milk. And make sure you're looking at how much fluid you already have in here. I'm at 1/2 cup, so I'm going to make sure I add 1.5 cups of milk. So it's going to go up to the 2-cup line. Measuring your ingredients is always important when you're cooking or baking. It is a science. So you can use whatever milk you like. I'm using an almond milk today. It works just as well as dairy milk, either low-fat or full-fat milk. It's your option and choice and what you would like to mix in. It'll all work the same. So we whisk those wet ingredients together. And now what we're going to do is add them right to our dry ingredients. Now, for the pancake, they say you don't want to overmix. Having a few lumps is okay. Now, this is where mixing that dry ingredients first comes in as an important step, because although this is a simple recipe, a basic recipe to beginner bakers and cooks, and I like to bake and cook, and I've been doing it a long time, Cadence, my stepdaughter, can tell you this is one recipe she'd rather I not make. Lots of times I will just whip everything up in one bowl and rush through it and make pancakes thinking that it's so easy that I can just rush through the steps. Well, sometimes when you're leaving those lumps and you haven't mixed your dry ingredients together well beforehand, she has more often than not bit into a piece of pancake that had some dry ingredient, and it was a baking powder that wasn't mixed in yet. So needless to say, that is an important step to mix your dry ingredients together and Break up any of those lumps or clumps prior to mixing in the wet, because you don't want to bite in and get a taste of that dry ingredient. All right, so we lightly mixed it together. Now, because we have baking powder in here, and because it's a mixture and it is a science, it is best to allow your batter to sit for about 10 minutes and what they call rest. Let me set that down somewhere. And rest. That way the baking powder can activate with the other ingredients and it'll give you the most fluffy pancakes. So in the meantime, you can start preparing your skillet that you're going to be using, or griddle. You can use an electric stove or gas stove, or an electric griddle if you want. If you're using electric griddle, they suggest turning it to just about 350 degrees. You want it on a medium-high heat. So I'm going to start mine, and you do want it to warm up, and we're going to use a little bit of butter to grease our pan after this heats up. I do have another batch here that I did earlier because obviously I wanted it to rest for that 10 minutes. So in order to do so, I made some ahead of time for us, and we're going to be using that in a minute. We're just letting our skillet heat up, and I'm going to use just a little bit of butter. I do have a non-stick skillet. And depending on the brand or the quality of it, sometimes you don't need butter in these. I'm going to add just a little bit to be safe. Mine don't typically need that, but for demonstration purposes also, I am going to share that step with you. So just a little bit, we just want to lightly coat the bottom of our pan. Now, if you're new to baking and cooking, I would recommend using a butter. It can withstand a higher heat. If you're using oils, you have to be a little bit more careful and watch your temperature controls, because oils can burn at a lower level or a lower temperature. So you don't want, I had a little too much butter there, so you don't want it too hot for your oil. So you got to watch it. So for this, and for all you other beginners, a little bit of butter is okay to grease your pan. And now what you're going to use, as I've shown in other demos, that 1/4 cup is a perfect measuring scoop when you're doing anything from filling cupcake trays to making meatballs or things like that. The 1/4 cup is a great measuring tool that you can use in your kitchen in more ways than one. So we're going to use it as our pancake scoop. Now this batter is a little bit thicker, so when we scoop it into the pan, you're going to want to use the edge of your scoop or a spoon to spread that out a little bit to flatten your pancake prior to the baking. Some recipes are a little bit thicker, and again, because this one we let rest for 10 minutes to let the baking powder activate, is a little bit thicker, and we're going to have to spread it out a little bit. So I'm going to put my first one in, and the skillet's hot enough at this point, and you can just kind of shape it into that round circle that you want. And then we're going to watch it carefully. When you know pancakes are ready to flip is when the center starts to bubble a little bit. It might be hard to view here on camera, so what I will do, I will post the video in the bottom that from the internet that shares what it looks like prior to flipping a pancake. Again, you want it to start bubbling in the center of your pancake. You'll see that it is starting to bake on the bottom, and then the center will start to bubble a little bit. Then you know that it's ready to flip. So we'll give it a few seconds here. Always have a nice spatula on hand. I like one that has a thinner edge. This happens to be a silicone one. It can be used in this type of pan. You got to be careful with some coated pans that you don't want to use metal utensils in. It could scratch the coating, which could then end up in turn over using it flake off in your food, which is not healthy. They have, some brands have different chemicals in them. If you know me, I seem to invest all my extra money into my food and my products I use in the kitchen, and that also comes into cookware. This is just a personal preference. I'm not a professional. I just spent a little extra money. It was my Christmas present, actually, on investing. I did a lot of research on cookware and which ones were non-stick but had a healthier coating on it. A lot of them may have different chemicals in their coatings that are not great to be cooking food on. So just a side note there. But if you can see now, we're getting little bubbles in our pancakes in the center there that's starting to bubble up. So now indicating that's a good time to flip it over. So remember, when you're making pancakes, lots of times figuring out the temperature is the most important part. So your first batch may be overcooked or undercooked depending on the heat of your skillet. As you can see mine, because I was going on about my cookware, I probably should have flipped them a little sooner. And my skillets is set in a certain way so one side's a little more heated. But you want a nice golden brown on your pancakes as well. If you want to do them a little lighter, you just want to ensure that they're cooked all the way through. So once they do that, you can flip them back over to check the other side. These ones look done, and you can just add them to your plate and serve with maybe a little bit of butter or jam or some delicious all-natural maple syrup. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Again, we're going back to basics, learning some simple cooking skills and baking skills for your first-time chefs out there. So I hope you enjoyed the recipe, and I'll be back this evening to share some more. You guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for coming.